Alright folks, here's the first lesson for our lesson on World War II about war mobilization. Take a look at the objectives and standards, please. Your desired result question: how did Americans mobilize for war? So ready to enlist. So 5 million people are going to volunteer for military service following the attack after Pearl Harbor. And many young men enlisted in the military because of this, because many were angry at the attack and wanted to defend their country. The selective service will bring more, so despite the large amount of volunteers, the military is going to need more. So the Selective Service Act will recruit another 10 million for the military, and this will be required to fight a war in Europe and in the Pacific as well. Women are going to join the war, so the military needed other supports too. So we have the creation of the Women's Auxiliary Army Corps, or the WACC, which provided women opportunities to join the war effort in non-combat roles. They worked as nurses, ambulance drivers, radio operators, electricians, and pilots. There's a picture of them there. We also have many minorities in World War II. Even though many minority groups faced racism and discrimination during World War II, they're going to fight and sacrifice for their country. So Mexican Americans here. There were more than 300 Mexican Americans that volunteered for the war effort. African Americans, about 1 million. And Native Americans, 25,000. We also have Chinese Americans, which are more than 13,000, and Japanese Americans were 33,000. Early in 1942, industry is going to decide to support the war effort as well. Automobile factories began producing tanks, planes, boats, and military vehicles. And other factories began making bomb parts or other things that were needed to support American troops. Perhaps you've seen this poster down here before of Rosie the Riveter, where many Americans decide to go work in factories to support the war effort. So winning the war with labor, industries also needed workers to help produce war materials. A big part of this, like we said before, is because many men are off fighting in the war, that women are going to go to work in factories and other places. So 6 million women became industrial workers. And again, also many minorities also went to work in factories as well. They also protested against discrimination and for higher wages, which we'll learn about later on. Scientists will also be mobilized during World War II. In 1941, President Roosevelt created the Office of Scientific Research and Development, or the OSRD, and their objective was to develop ways to support the war effort. Scientists improved many things such as radar, created sonar, and discovered new ways to protect soldiers from insects and disease, especially in the Pacific. This will be very helpful to protect soldiers who are fighting over in the Pacific Islands. And the atomic project, German scientists had discovered how to split uranium atoms to create a large amount of energy beginning in 1939, and Roosevelt wanted to create an atomic weapon before the Germans could, so they had the Manhattan Project, which became the name of the top secret work to develop an atomic bomb, and that's a symbol from the Manhattan Project, Atomic Bomb Project, right there for you. Alright, so that's how people began to mobilize for the war effort. So please try your best on the questions that follow. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll talk to you soon.